Okay, so today we're picking up with lesson 12.2, right where we left off yesterday. Yesterday we talked about lateral area and surface area of right prisms. Today we're going to talk about lateral area and surface area of right cylinders. It's very similar to what we did yesterday. Just a little tweak to the formula is all we've got to get for this to work. Again, just a real quick rundown of some terms that we'll use. The bases of a cylinder are always going to be circles, and the altitude, the axis of a cylinder is always the line that connects the two centers of the bases. So in a right cylinder, that axis will form a right angle with both of the bases. Later on, if we get into oblique cylinders where they kind of have a lean to them, then the axis will not form a right angle with the bases. The altitude and the axis will always be the same on a right cylinder, but in an oblique cylinder they would not be the same. But we won't be working with oblique cylinders today. So let's go straight to lateral area of a cylinder. To find the lateral area of a cylinder, all you do is multiply the circumference of the circular base by the height. When you think about what shape the lateral area of a cylinder is, if you unfold it, if you laid it out flat instead of it being curled up into a circle, what shape would that lateral area be? It'll be a rectangle, or it could be a square, but it's going to be a rectangle. Colton? Okay, so the lateral area is going to be the same thing as we would find for the area of a rectangle. It's just width times length, or length times width, except that this edge of that rectangle curls around a circle. And so we talk about the edge of a circle being its circumference, and so we know how to find the circumference of a circle. It's just 2 pi r. And so we find that circumference and then multiply by the height. So step one, just like we had 2 steps for finding lateral area yesterday, same 2 steps. Step one, instead of find the perimeter, it's find the circumference. So we need to find C, circumference of the circle. Circumference is just 2 pi r. And what's 2 times the radius of any circle? It's the diameter. So we can abbreviate that also as just diameter times pi. Both of those are the same thing. Okay, so find the circumference. We'll do C equals 2 pi times 3 in this case, which is 18.85? 18.9. We'll round it. Centimeters. Step 2 is just find the lateral area, and L is going to be circumference times the height. So lateral area of this cylinder will be 18.9 times 12. 226.8 centimeters squared. So that's lateral area of a cylinder. Let's do one more example. Find the lateral area of a cylinder with a base diameter of 9 inches and an altitude of 18 inches. So the first thing we want to do is find C. We know that C is just diameter times the height. Sorry, diameter times pi. Had a brain cramp. Diameter times pi. So circumference equals 9 pi. 28.3 inches. Step 2, find the lateral area. Lateral area is circumference times the height. So lateral area is 28.3 times 18.
509.4. if you don't round it. So it's like 28.27.
Oh, I rounded it, that's why.
Oh, okay, 28.509.4 is what this would come out to be. All right, so 509.4 inches squared. And just like yesterday, when we get to surface area of a cylinder is just the lateral area plus the area of the two bases. So there's a couple of formulas here for you to look at. Lateral area is 2 pi radius times height, 2 pi RH for the lateral area, and then the surface area is the lateral area plus 2 times the base. This is kind of an overall formula. If you have all the information of the circle, if you know the radius and you know the height, you can just fill into this one simple formula. 2 pi RH is the lateral area. 2 pi r squared is both bases. Pi r squared is one circle, and multiply it by 2 to find both circles. So 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared is just the basic formula for surface area of a cylinder. If we're talking about surface area, the first thing that I want us to do is find the lateral area, which we just did. The second thing that we want to do is find the area of the two bases. And then the third step would be lateral area plus area of the two bases, which is the basic formula up there. All right. A couple of examples. Find the lateral surface area. Find the lateral and surface area of the cylinder. So the lateral area is circumference times height, pi. Darn it. Circumference times height. I'm getting mixed up with all the letters. Circumference is 2 pi r. So 2, or we have the diameter in this case, so we can just do diameter times pi. So it's just 15 pi. 47.12. And then take that number, 47.12 times 18. 848.23. So that's lateral area. Area of the two bases, there are two circles, so we're going to do 2 times pi times the radius, which is 7.5 squared. 353.43. $1,201.66 millimeters squared, and that is the surface area. So in this process, we were supposed to find both. We found the lateral area in the process, and we found the surface area at the end. So we've answered both questions. All right, last example. If 1 gallon of paint covers 350 square feet, how many gallons of paint will it take to cover a fuel storage tank that is 35 feet tall with a diameter of 40 feet? So we've got to find the total surface area. So remember, if you go back and we can use since we don't have to worry, since the question doesn't ask us specifically for the lateral area, we can use this formula, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. This is the lateral area, this is the area of the two bases. So what is the radius?
The radius would be
20.
Since we know the diameter is 40, then the radius equals 20. And what number do we use for height? 35. So H equals 35. Now all we have to do is put this straight into the formula. So we can use 2 pi times 20 times 35 plus 2 pi times 20 squared. And if you type that straight into your calculator should do that just fine. Hit equals and it'll give you the surface area of this cylinder.
6,911.5.
6,911.5 feet squared. Now we've got to divide by 350 because 1 gallon covers 350 square feet. So divide by 350.
19.7.
19.7. So how many gallons of paint do we need to buy?
1920.
20 gallons of paint. All right. Here's your assignment for today.
We did, oh no, there's different numbers.